बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। इस वक्त मैं डेनलॉक यूनिवर्सिटी में इसको 7 स्टेजेस ऑफ वेल्थ को देख रहा हूँ। ये एक सिंगल वीडियो है, सीम्स टू बी वेरी नाइस। हम इस वीडियो को वॉच करते हैं। डाउनलोड माई फ्रेमवर्क, ये फ्रेमवर्क है, इसकी लिंक पर आ चुकी है, मैं देख चुका हूँ। जस्ट वन वीडियो फॉर 12 मिनट 39 सेकेंड्स। तो अब मैं अपने माइक को ऑफ कर देता हूँ और माइक को ऑफ करके इस वीडियो को चला लेते हैं और आखिर में इसको 12 मिनट बाद स्टॉप कर देंगे। तो इसको हम साइलेंट कर देते हैं, बल्कि व्हाट्सएप को यहाँ बंद कर देते हैं।
Hi, this is Deadlock. What I'm about to share with you is one of the most important frameworks that I could share with you in terms of creating wealth. You see, at an early age, I've always been fascinated why some people are wealthy and some people are not. With this framework, all you need to become wealthy is to follow this plan step by step. Now, this for some could be a 3 to 5 year plan. For some, it could be a 5 to 7 year plan. This is not get rich quick. This is not get rich overnight. This is get rich smart. And you can do it no matter what your financial situation is. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank account or how much money you're making or how little money you are making, even if you have a negative or zero net worth right now. If you have accumulated a reasonable size of nest egg and you have, let's say, several hundred thousands of dollars in your bank account, that's good. Your journey to wealth will be smoother and your arrival will be sooner. The 7 stages of wealth, it's about living life on your own terms, to be able to do what you love to do, to pursue the hobbies, the interests, the passions that you want, to be able to live anywhere in the world, to be able to take care of your loved ones. But we can't get to where you want to go unless we first figure out where you are now, where you are in terms of the 7 stages of wealth. So let's take a look. And this is a time that you have to be very, very honest with yourself about your financial situation. And it's not just how much money you make, it's how well you manage that money and how well you invest that money. Let's take a look at stage number 1, financial struggle. What does that mean? When you are at stage 1, you are making little to no money. What about an emergency fund? What is an emergency fund? What is that? What about debt? You have zero borrowing power because you have bad credit or you have no credit. In terms of investment type, you are not an investor. You invest in nothing because you can't afford to invest in anything. Your source of income, you're depending on the government, you're depending on your family to take care of you. That is stage 1, financial struggle. Stage 2, you have financial survival. At this stage, you are living paycheck to paycheck. You have less than $500 in your emergency fund. You have a lot of loans and you have a lot of credit card debts. Now, a lot of people believe in order to escape, in order to get out of financial survival, the only way to do that is by buying a lottery ticket. And they think it is an investment. They believe that they need luck in order to get out of financial survival. That is simply not true. At stage 2, chances are your source of income is coming from a job or multiple jobs, because you actually need to have multiple jobs in order to pay the bills. Then you have stage 3, financial stability. At stage 3, you have 3 months of living expenses in your emergency fund. Chances are you have a mortgage and you have some credit card debts. Your primary investment type is just putting money in your savings account or certificate of deposit. You are very, very conservative. You may be a professional. That means that you have a professional career. Maybe you're self-employed. Or maybe you are running a traditional small business. You're making a little bit of money, but it's not a scalable business. It's not big money. Stage 1, 2, and 3. 89% of the population falls under this category. And this is what I call time for money. They are trading their time for money. They have some kind of a job. They have some kind of business that they have to be there all the time. Otherwise, the business falls apart or the income stops. Don't feel bad if you fall under this category. A majority of the population falls under this category. I started at stage 1 as well. And it is not your fault because no one has ever taught you that there's 7 stages of wealth, that there's actually a roadmap, a path that you could follow step by step. Then you have stage 4, financial confidence. At this stage, now your income is much, much greater than your expenses. Let's say your overhead, your personal living expense is $5,000 a month. Now you're probably making $10,000, $15,000 or $20,000 a month. And that gives you more money that you could put away towards your emergency fund. At this stage, your emergency fund has at least 6 months of living expenses. Not 3 months, 6 months. You have some manageable consumer debt. You have a little bit of debt, but you're paying off your credit cards every month. Nothing that is not manageable. Chances are at this stage, your primary residence is your biggest investment. That's the biggest part of your asset. And maybe you have some money that you're putting towards some kind of a pension fund, some kind of a retirement plan. In US, it's called 401k. In Canada, it's called RRSP. You have some of that, at least maybe for the future. Your primary source of income is your high income skill. Maybe you are making money as a digital marketer. Maybe you are making money as a closer. Maybe you're making money as a copywriter. Or maybe you are making money from your business. Or maybe you are making money online. It doesn't matter, but at this stage, your income is much greater than your expense. Stage 5, financial security. At this stage, your income is much, much greater than your expenses, and you are investing 20% or more of your household income. Not 10%, not 15%, 20% of your household income into some kind of investments. And now you have 12 months of living expenses in your emergency fund, and you have 0 consumer debt. That means you don't have any credit cards that you're carrying the balance and paying minimum interest. You're paying that off every single month. And your primary investment type or investment vehicle is you are investing in yourself. You're investing in skills development, but you're also investing in cash flow producing investments. Your primary source of income is coming from your multiple high income skills. Now, if you pay attention, you'll notice at stage 4 and 5, you're no longer doing time for money. Instead, it is skill for money. 10% of the population falls under this category. If you want to elevate, if you want to level up, you must increase your income. In fact, you must dramatically increase your income because you can't get rich without income. You see, most people don't understand how actually wealth is measured. Most people, they believe that wealth is measured in terms of money, when wealth is actually measured much more in time than in money. Let me give you an example. Let's say you make $1 million. Are you wealthy? Well, it depends. Well, it depends on what? Let's say you make $50,000 a year and you work 20 years. Congratulations, you have made $1 million. But are you wealthy? The answer is no. But what if instead of making $50,000 a year for 20 years, you make $1 million a year? See, the person making $1 million a year is 20 times richer than the person making only $50,000 a year. See, the problem is, it's not that you're not making money. The problem is you're not making them fast enough. Wealth, as it turns out, is not measured in money. Wealth is measured in terms of time. As you make money, there are basically two things you can do with money. Number one, you can just spend it, buy whatever you want. Or number two, you can invest that money. So you could either spend it or you could invest it. And now leads to financial independence. The goal in terms of financial independence is you take the money that you earn and you invest it so that you could accumulate money, so that the cash flow from the investments, now they are paying for your living expenses, your housing, your car, your mortgages, your entertainment, your travel. Now at stage 6, now you have cash flow from investments that cover your living expenses. And you have 2 years of living expenses in your emergency fund. And now you have debt, but you have debt that actually creates more income. Let's say you buy a piece of real estate, you buy a property, you have a mortgage. That's called good debt. It's debt that actually pays you. You have a tenant, you're collecting rent from the tenant, and the cash flow, the rental check that you're getting every month covers your mortgage payments and all the other expenses, plus it gives you positive cash flow. And you are investing in real estate. You are investing in the financial market. Maybe you're investing in the stock market. Maybe you are investing in the forex market. But now you have your money working for you. And now you have multiple streams of income coming from your assets, but also coming from your high income skills. And now we are at stage 7, financial abundance. Now you have multiple streams of income coming from various investments that you have that covers your living expense. You don't just have 2 years, you have 5 years of living expenses in your emergency fund that you don't have to touch. You will never use it. And now you have peace of mind. Money is no longer an issue. In fact, it is not something that you have to worry about anymore. You have debt that not just creates income, but debt that creates wealth. You are in real estate, you are in business, you are in financial market. And now your source of income comes from businesses and assets that you own. Less than 1% of the population ever get to stage 6 and 7. And that's the 7 stages of wealth. Isn't it nice to finally have clarity? What exactly do you need to focus on? Where are you now and where do you want to be? And we've helped hundreds of thousands of people moving up the stages of wealth. And we have proven tools and systems and resources that will get you there faster. Book a session with our high income consultant and see what we can help you with. I promise you, this is not going to be one of those slimy sales calls. You'll walk away from the session with value, confidence, and clarity. And I look forward to hearing your success story.